Hey guys, what's up? It's Ian Kenville from the Basic Office here to talk to you guys today on this beautiful Tuesday. Actually, it's not really beautiful. It's pouring rain outside right now. So the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today was the concept of rest. And when I was kind of going through my notes and saying, all right, what do I want to talk about today? I kind of realized that if I didn't talk about the one thing that God was actively working on in my life, I wouldn't feel like it was as relevant. So when it comes to rest, I feel like it's really easy to put people in one of two categories. So in this camp, we've got the introverts, those people that they run out of class and they go right back to their dorm room and, they want to watch Netflix with their friends and hang out, but they really just kind of want to be in like sweatpants. That's like my little sister. She's totally like that. And then me and her, although we're so similar, we're polar opposites in some ways because I'm extremely extroverted and all of my free time I want to spend with my friends, or I want to do other things, or I'm just doing things to be productive at home. And that's how I spend my free time. In fact, I actually made a list of things that I do during my life, and in making that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really busy. So first, I'm finishing my business degree online. So I'm working full-time here at the Basic Office and I'm doing school full-time, which is a workload in and of itself. Second, I do music. So I travel the country and do shows and stuff. I'm actually on a 9-show tour right now that's going on throughout the summer. So when I'm not working on the weekends, I'm typically driving to different cities from Michigan to Ohio, all that other stuff. So I'm never actually taking time to just sit back and, take a nap. But let's keep going. I also take on freelance media projects sometimes. So I work on graphics for other organizations or promo videos, stuff like that. So sometimes I'll go home from work and it's just, it's additional work to do to get a little bit of extra money, which is great. I also love my friends. So I love just going and taking trips with them. Like last weekend, I went to Niagara Falls. The week before that, we went to Buffalo for this gig I had, and then we hung out for a couple more hours. So, always spending time with my circle and my community. That's really important for me because that's really what energizes me. And then I'm also super involved at my church. I do a lot of stuff with their media team and help out a lot on Sunday mornings. So right there, as you can see already, there's not a whole lot of free time in there for me to take a nap or to just, take a day to just like sit back and enjoy being by myself. So what I often see happens is I often burn out. The thing is, I'm really okay with sleeping 5 or 6 hours a night. So I'm not burning out in the sense that physically I'm like worn out to the point that I can't do anything, but I'm actually really burning out emotionally and spiritually, because something that can really happen in that busy schedule is I get so busy sometimes doing things for Jesus that I'm not actually spending time with Jesus. If you haven't checked it out, there's a really good Tuesday talk that our friend Chelsea did on this back in January. I really encourage you to go watch that video. So as I've been reading in on this topic and really taking time to learn more about what does it look like to rest, I've realized that rest is actually really biblical. In fact, Jesus mentions rest a lot in the New Testament. For example, in Luke 5:16, it even says, Jesus often withdrew from the crowd to lonely places and prayed. And by lonely places, it didn't mean that Jesus just went because he was lonely. It meant that he went and spent time by himself with the Father. A couple weeks ago, I was driving to my parents' house they live outside of Philadelphia, and I was on my way there, and I was driving through this little town, farm area where, there's more corn than there is people, and my gas light came on. So I was just really jamming out to music and not really paying attention, trying to make sure I avoided all the cops so I didn't get a ticket again. And something that, really freaked me out was I noticed my gas light was on. And when I went to look at the little gas ticker that tells me how many miles I have left, I realized I only had about 10 miles of gas left, and my GPS was saying the nearest gas station was 20 miles away. Good news, I got there without running out of gas. But had I gotten to a point that my tank was empty, my car would have broken down, because even though my car is powerful enough to drive, it would have run out of fuel. And so something that I've been realizing is how often in our physical life and in our spiritual life do we run out of gas? How often do we get to a point where we're not recharging and plugging into Jesus, that we don't have any gas left in our tank to be effective? That was really good. So spiritually, how do we rest? Well, there's a couple different ways. I think one of the most important ways is finding your one-on-one time with Jesus. In fact, we're actually going to be launching a Bible study next month where we just kind of dive into that topic a little bit more. Secondly, community can be really important. It's really easy to find a community of Christians that you can rest with, in the sense that you just spend time with them. You spend time having those conversations and just doing life with those people. For me, one of the ways that I really recharge is often with community. And then the final thing is just getting into the Word of God and just spending time with Jesus. That, I think, can be the most important way to recharge, because I can't be at my peak and I can't be doing my best doing work for Jesus if I'm not, on the flip side, spending time with Jesus. A lack of rest can really keep us from our full potential, and unfortunately, we often can't do things to the best of our abilities if we don't have gas in our tanks. So basic, I just want to leave you with this thought today. What are you going to do this week to refuel? What are you going to do this week to take time with the Lord? So guys, if you like what you watched, do us a huge favor and click subscribe below. And we're going to challenge you to do something else this week. Why don't you do us a favor and share this on your favorite social media? Share it on Instagram, which is my favorite. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook, if people still use Facebook. Send it as an email to a friend if that's really the only way you communicate. But tell a friend about Tuesday Talks so that they can be encouraged as well. All right, thanks guys. See you next week.